welcome to my channel. I have been really sick and so has my son, and I'm trying to get back to work, so I'm prefacing this video with that information. I'll try to edit out some of the coughing, but we're not fully recovered yet. And before this firestorm of illness struck us and the 2 weeks in the hospital, my friend at Didi Beads told me that this month's box was like all my loves and all my favorites, and she asked if I would like to do a reveal and do some projects with it, and of course I said yes, and she was not wrong. It is stunning. So it comes in this beautiful little box, and it says opening this package will cause extreme happiness. That is absolutely true. Look at this gorgeousness. The title of this bead box is called Enchanted Pansy, and this is the Didi's Deluxe Bead Box for March 2025. And if you're not familiar with that, it is a limited edition box that she does every month. It is not a subscription. It is sold first come, first serve. And I am late again because of the hospital and all of the illness. I'm late with this video, so I do not know at the time of this filming if they are sold out or not, but I will put links in the description box to Didi Beads, so if you love what you see, you can check it out. She does a reveal on Facebook every month, and so you can use the links to, see what's available when this goes up on YouTube. But I am so excited. I want to do a quick kind of reveal because I think most of you that get the box might already have it, and there's another YouTuber that does a reveal for her as well, so you may have already seen it. And I started out to design one pair of earrings, and because these beads are so gorgeous, it has morphed into 2 pairs of earrings, so I want to do a couple projects in this video as well. So I'm going to start out with like the most amazing. Stella is so great at creating bead strands. This is the Enchanted Pansy inspired by Czech designer bead strand. It has these gorgeous gold wash Czech maple leaves, several flower beads from the Czech Republic, some fluted melon beads, gorgeous spacers, these beautiful little oval matte, they're in the color of pansies, these little matte oval kind of elongated beads, just absolutely gorgeous. And you could really just string this and put a clasp on it and have the world's most gorgeous bracelet if you wanted to. And so if you know me at all, as Stella does, Czech glass flowers and leaves are among my favorite beads on the planet, and I'm never sad to get these beautiful Czech glass beads in the flower shapes. And I have a long, since I was a little girl, love affair with pansies and violets. I just absolutely have always loved them. I've done all kinds of silk ribbon embroidery and cross stitch patterns featuring pansies and violets. It's just a long-standing love of mine, so this just thrills me. This whole box does. She was absolutely right to ask me if I would make a space for this video this month, because this is another thing that I absolutely love. This is a 12 inches of a 13 by 4 millimeter purple aqua mix sea sediment jasper. So not only is it purple and aqua and this beautiful sea sediment jasper, but cylinder beads. I absolutely love cylinder beads. I have a thing for them. There's a geometry to them in design, and I just love when you put it with round or fluted beads, you get this kind of dash dot pattern, and I just absolutely love it. They're just absolutely wonderful. And then this is the most gorgeous tiger eye. This is an 8-inch strand of 6 millimeter magenta tiger eye. It's a lovely gemstone. It's cool to the touch, has a beautiful weight, and the richness of the pinks and berries in this is absolutely stunning. And it's just picking up. It's like the richest fuchsia pink, and it just works so beautifully with the purples. And then this is gorgeous. This is such a beautiful addition. This is a 4 millimeter matte lemon jade gemstone, and the matte just makes it feel like satin. It has still that nice weight, even though it's a 4 millimeter, but I wish we had feel-o-vision because this is just absolutely gorgeous. And there are 7 inches here to work with. And then I have gotten these before from Didi beads, and I always say I wish I had like 1,000 feet of this bead. You can just use and use and use these in design, and they just make anything you make just pop and sparkle. So this is 15 inches here, and it's also a 4mm bead, but it's an antique gold faceted crystal. So I am thrilled to have those. And then these are the cutest little clay he/she disc beads, and such a beautiful color. These are also 4mm. There's 15 inches here, and the color is violet. They are just so gorgeous. I just love getting those. And then up next is this beautiful periwinkle blue bead. These are 6x4mm faceted crystals, and 15-inch strands. So Stella is so generous with her box. There's such a great value here. All of the strands are so long. And then this is the last of the strands, and this is another love of mine. I don't know if the camera or if the microphone is picking up my son in the background coughing, but he had a lot of complications from this flu, and I've gotten a lot of messages from all of you. So many of you know what this flu is. It's been so bad, and we're on our 3rd week, and we're still not over this, and we're trying to be better as much as we can, but we're just not there yet, and I'm just dying to get back to work. I have missed my beads and my creativity. This is a therapy for me. So I will edit out as much of the coughing as I can. And if I can't edit it out, I just apologize, and I hope it won't be too distracting for you. But as I was saying, this is the last of the strands, and this is a 16-inch long, and this is another love of mine. I love elongated bicones, and this is a sapphire blue. It's just absolutely a gorgeous bead. It's crystal, but it doesn't have sharp edges like some bicones do. I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous. It just sparkles even right here on the strand without cutting it open. And then these are going into my first project. This is a Enchanted Mix Daisy Flower Triangle bead, and it is got a different finish on each side, and this is definitely going in my first project. I think they're just so beautiful. The little daisy is embossed on both sides. It's just gorgeous. And then we got this gorgeous sapphire blue or indigo blue check bellflower. That's also going in my first project. I love the check glass flowers. No matter how tiny they are, you can see all the detail of the petals. The wash of metallic over the opaque color just makes them really show up and stand out. And just the shape and the dimension and the detail is just amazing. And then there is this bonus in the box this month, and could this be any more gorgeous? This is a 32mm pendant. It's a dried pansy, and it has a stainless steel bezel around the edge that is plated and a stainless steel chain. I am probably going to take this off of this chain and make this the pendant on a beaded chain using the rest of the beads after I do my 2 projects today. And for being so big, this is lightweight, but it is a real pansy, imprinted inside the pendant. It's so gorgeous. Stella, I applaud you. You did an absolutely amazing job, as always, with your box. And so I'm going to bring in this little dish of things that I always, when I get a box, I always take a project tray and pull some things from my own stash just to personalize the box, even though this is a limited edition box. So if you get this, not too many people have it. Stella's company is a boutique bead business, and everything is always so unique and high quality. But this is going to be the first earring that I do, and I have just done a wrapped loop at the top, and this will go on my interchangeable ear wires, but you can also do the design and then add a permanent ear wire. And I have to disclose something. I started out to want to just make one pair of earrings. As I said, I wanted to do like a cylindrical drop with this little flower at the bottom, but I think that I'm going to end up doing 2. And I may even change my mind as I start making them, but let me show you what I have here in what I did in this little drop. And I'm going to clean away some of these. I'll leave that here. Let me just clean up a bit. I also wanted to cut open some of the beads, and I'm just going to use, I believe, just 2 of these sea sediment jasper cylinders for my second pair of earrings. And these are the things I think I'm going to use. So let me do this one with you really quickly. I have a really fine gauge ball head pin, and I'm going to take one of these triangle daisy beads and feed that on with the point going up. And then I had these in my stash, and I think these are tiara cast. I'm pretty sure they are. I was kind of hoarding tiara cast when they went out of business. But if you don't have this, you could substitute a little check glass leaf here. There are other things you could do to get a little leaf, but I wanted to put a little leaf in between my 2 flowers. So then I'm feeding on one of those sapphire, those dark blue check glass flowers, and then I'm just going to take one of these antique gold faceted beads, and just, it fits perfectly, just drops down right inside of that flower. And I'm doing a wire wrapped loop here, and the reason is I want my losing my head pin. I want my daisy bead to stay facing forward. I want to tighten this down also so you can see, so that I can mirror my earrings, so that I have a leaf going off to the left and then a leaf going off to the right. I don't want it to spin around. So I chose to do a little wire wrapped loop here. So 90-degree bend, and then round nose pliers. My head pins are really fine. They work well for like these tiny little flower beads. I'm just going to do a over, rotate the normal wire wrapped loop. You know, you guys, and you might see it in my work today, I am still really weak. I have a lot of weakness in my hands. I'm just dying to get back to work and get back to normal. But this flu and my son's complications and 2 different hospitals in the span of 2 weeks has really taken its toll. I want to do this so badly, but I am struggling a little bit, admittedly. So I hope you'll forgive me and be patient, and you'll get something out of the video anyway. So I want to, as I said, mirror these 2 earrings. So I'm just wrapping right down to the beads, and before I get it secure and snuggle that last wire in place, I'm just making sure that I have the right side of the daisy bead facing up, and that my little leaf charm that I've inserted sideways is going in the opposite direction as the first earring. You can do your earrings identical, and that's not wrong, and it looks good too, but I don't know, whenever it's possible, and especially with certain beads, I like to mirror them, because to me it just frames the face in a pair of earrings. So those are ready. I just love having little drops to go on my interchangeable lever back ear wires. If you're not familiar with these are gold filled, and they have this little cradle bit here, and so any simple loops or wrapped loops that you make will just nestle right in there, and you just put them in your ears and snap them closed. And so I have this really pretty little pair of earrings. I'm holding that one backwards, and they're mirrored. So my little leaf goes, to the left and to the right. And so, as I said, I had started out thinking that I wanted that drop to be at the bottom of a cylinder bead, but then I decided to do like this kind of is a little bit more sweet, a little bit more whimsical, and I decided to do some cylinder bead earrings with a chain. So I have a couple little scraps of chain. I know my fingers are in the way, but there's just 5 links of little chain here. It's solid brass and E-coated. It's It's a really pretty little chain. And then I also have some solid brass E-coated little tiny ESSIE disc spacers that I think are going to fit perfectly with these gorgeous ones that came in the box. And these are just so pretty. So I think I'm going to use a few of those as well. So let me cut these guys open. I usually make the first earring before I start filming, but I think I'm going to do the earring with you and then finish the second one off camera. I'm going to work a little bit backwards today. And I don't want a whole lot of these little discs because I don't want my earrings to get too long, but I'm going to take a piece of 20 gauge wire. In fact, I'm going to get a long piece of my Softflex 20 gauge wire. It has an anti-tarnish coating on it, and I am going to take my one-step looper and put a simple loop in one end, and I'm going to work upwards. So this is going to be the bottom of my earring. I'm going to attach something as a little charm. I have 2 more of these little leaves. Maybe I'll use those. Maybe I'll choose a bead. There are so many pretty things in this box. So I have my simple loop in there, and I think I'm going to start with one of these crystals, and then I'm going to do, let me see if I make enough of an impact with 2 little ESSIE beads, and then one of my little discs, and then 2 ESSIE beads. And then I think I'm going to do another little disc, and then my cylinder bead, my sea sediment jasper, another disc. I'm just playing, like, this is the most fun that jewelry makers can have, is just playing with stacks of beads to get beautiful combinations. And you know, we change the shapes depending on how we stack different beads. You get different shapes, and like for me, that is just the most fun. I think I'm just going to space everything. These little disc spacers that I had, they're from Purity Beads, and so is my chain, and they just fit. They're the exact 4mm size of my other pieces. So I'm going to add 2 more to top this off. And then I have to decide, I think I do want, I didn't start out with a really nice straight piece of wire, and I normally do. Let me see how I feel about, one more of those. That is such a pretty stack. And so now I have to decide if I want my chain to be at the top of this or at the bottom. And I think it's going to be more unusual if my chain is at the bottom. And so what I'm going to do is use this extra wire that I have to actually make my ear wire. It's one of my favorite ways of making earrings. They're just effortless to make and easy to take on and off. I don't have metal allergies, so this coating for the anti-tarnish on this wire just works perfectly for me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and turn this into an ear wire. So the way I do that is get a hold of the wire right at the top of my bead stack, and you need to determine what is going to be the front of your earring when you make an all-in-one ear wire. So I'm going to choose this to be the front. My simple loop is going perpendicular to my mat, and I'm going to bend this toward me like a 45-degree angle. And then any bail making plier will do, but I've really like this one. I like the smaller barrel on this. So I'm going to place my earring again where I am looking at the front of it. Try to get everything straight while I'm holding it in the tool. So I'm looking at the front, and I will be wrapping this wire around the smaller barrel. That works really well for my piercing, but you could do a larger one if you like. So all I'm going to do is bring this wire around and just straight back behind my stack of beads, so it looks like that. And then when I remove it from the tool, I have already made my ear wire. Of course, this is way too long. This will be the wire for my next earring, for my second earring, I meant to say. So I'm just going to come here and let's see, trim right about there. And then I'll use that wire to make the second earring. And now I'm going to just add in my chain and decide on a final drop for this little earring. So let me open my simple loop here and just add in this little scrap of chain. It's just 5 links. I like the odd number. And then I need to just choose something for the final drop. I kind of want to save these flowers for my next project with this box. I could do another one of these at the bottom. Oh, that's so pretty. I also have a leaf that I could add at the bottom. This is when I wish some of you were sitting here with me to tell me what you like the best. I think I'm going to do the leaf and save these for my other project too. So I'm going to need a really small jump ring because my chain has solid links. I want a really tiny jump ring just because the scale and size of this chain is so small. So let me give myself a fresh cut. This is just a scrap of 20 gauge wire, the same one that I've used for the ear wires. And I'm going to use the smallest little bail on my 6-step bail making plier and make a little coil as tight and neat as I can, and I'm just going to make some really tiny jump rings. And I'll take my flush cutters, and right where I started to coil, I will snip 1 ring at a time all the way up this little coil. So I'm just going to put that little tiny jump ring through my leaf and then attach it to the bottom of my little links of chain. And they are really, really small, but I do want them to be closed really well, and I want them to be round and pretty. So that little earring is done. It's kind of a minimalist bar or downward drop, and I just love it, and I think it's really different from the other pair. So I have some styling options, and whatever else I make with the box, I have a really pretty choice of earrings. So I'm going to leave this until I do my second earring. I'm going to just do that one real quick, and then I'll show you how I finish off. Okay, so my second earring is done, and I'm just going to straighten everything up a little bit with my pliers. So I've got both my little sweet little cylindrical earrings. I think they're so unique because I had initially thought that the chain would be at the top and that my stick would be kind of dangling from the chain, and as I was making it, that's design on the fly, I actually reversed the design, but I've cut them both to the same length. And so what I do to finish these off is take a pair of flat nose pliers, because I'm going to make use of this width on the pliers here, and I'm just going to get a hold at the very end of my wire, just line up the very end there and just kick that out. I'm going to do the same thing on this one, and then because it is craft wire that I have put a cut in, I do want to smooth the end, so again it looks like fine jewelry, And this is one of my specialties. I love making earrings this way. And I find that I wear these a lot too. They're just really easy on, easy off. So you can smooth out the ends in a couple of different ways. You can use like an emery board. You can use like a metal buffing block that you would use to like get a patina, get some paint off of metal. But I have this battery operated bead reamer, and instead of the reamer attachment, I have the rounder attachment. And so all I'm going to do is fit that over the end of my wire and press the button and just go around until I've smoothed out where I cut it with my pliers. And do the same thing on the other one. Just go around a little bit until it is smooth and there's no sharp metal edges. Perfect. Okay. I will put links in the description box to Purity Beads if you're interested in some really nice solid brass chain that is e-coated for anti-tarnish, and also the little gold he/she disc spacers that are brass and also anti-tarnish. I'll put a link to that. Also, Didi Beads has some of these e-coated products as well. I'm not sure what she has in stock right now, but she does have some on her website. So if you're going to shop Didi Beads, don't forget to go to her pretty chain section. She has started carrying some of these things as well. So this is my two really gorgeous pair of earrings. They're both in the same color story, but totally different earrings, and that gives lots of styling option for what I'm going to do next. So subscribe to my channel, tap the bell notification. I am back at work. I survived this sickness, and I do have more ideas for this box. There's still so much left to work with. I mean, I still have all of these gorgeous long strands, plus everything that's here. So I will be back with another project. I thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao, friends.